Fans believed that the love tale would go forever, but all of a sudden it didn't. Jeffrey Glasgow and HGTV star David Bromstad were practically inseparable for 11 years. However, when their relationship ended in 2015, Bromstad's career might have been ruined by the ensuing heartache, legal action and rumors. Rather, he picked himself up, dealt with personal traumas, and battled to regain his fame. But there's more to David's tale than his contagious smile and striking drawings. Fans hardly ever get to witness. To stay informed and never miss an update, remember to like and subscribe to our channel as we regularly upload videos on subjects like this. David's adventure didn't start in front of HGTV's glaring lights. He was raised as the youngest of 4 children in a close-knit, devout household after being born in 1973 in Kaykado, Minnesota. Drawing, painting, and later attending the Ringling College of Art and Design in Florida, David's creative tendencies were evident from a young age. After graduating, he was able to fulfill his dream of working for Disney, where he developed his creative skills before going it alone. When he tried out for and won the inaugural season of Design Star on HGTV in 2006, that gamble paid off. With episodes like Color Splash and later My Lottery Dream Home, which is still one of HGTV's most popular shows, the young designer with the infectious laugh quickly rose to fame. However, even as his career took off, David's personal life was silently coming undone. Since 2004, he had maintained a relationship with retired police officer Jeffrey Glasgow. They seemed to have a solid, loving relationship for over 10 years, while enduring the demands of celebrity together. However, that photograph was destroyed in 2015. After their acrimonious breakup, Jeffrey sued David, claiming he had used their joint money to buy drugs and escorts. The media was rocked by the assertion. Even though a judge decided in David's favor and dismissed the lawsuit, the experience was really unpleasant and humiliating. David never publicly responded to the accusations, preferring to remain silent rather than make a show. However, insiders said it was one of the darkest moments of his life. If a divorce and legal action weren't enough, tragedy seemed to be the cherry on top. Richard, David's father, had a terrible heart attack a year later. As his father's heart rate soared dangerously high, David, who has always been close to his family, rushed to Facebook to ask for prayers. Richard was disheartened and worried about the worst after his health crisis. And David was devastated, still in shock at his split. Fortunately, Richard lived, and David frequently honors him on Father's Day by praising him for teaching him faith, humor, and compassion. However, the experience served as a terrifying reminder of how fleeting life can be. At about the same time, David encountered yet another personal obstacle. In 2015, his close friend Greg Girard experienced a severe hemorrhagic stroke. David devoted himself to helping, raising money for the demanding physical rehabilitation that followed Greg's recuperation. David acknowledged in a poignant post that the stroke had significantly altered his life. Although supporters came together in support of the cause, David was still burdened by the loss of a loved one. These were some of the most somber years for a guy who was known for his dazzling personality and daring color choices. But ever strong, David looked for solace in unlikely places. He visited Norway in 2023, ascending the majestic Rhinebringen mountain as a challenge, both literally and figuratively. He acknowledged that the climb was more than just a hike when posting about his experience on Instagram. It was a means of confronting his anxieties, letting go of his previous transgressions, and embracing sober. "Feels good to be present, sober, and living the life I was intended to live," he stated in his letter. A vague but telling indication that his problems might have been more extensive than his admirers thought. And although David doesn't talk about his personal struggles, he's been more forthright about his need for love. He has acknowledged in interviews that he is prepared to be married once more, even making light of the situation in an HGTV Instagram video. "I need a husband. I don't really need one. All I want is one." He has also expressed openly that he hopes to have children in the future, but he understands that this goal is contingent upon first finding the proper spouse. For the time being, he lavishes his love on his nieces and nephews and frequently travels back to Minnesota to visit his sisters and their families. Those silly vacation selfies taken with his adorable nieces and nephews, as he refers to them, show a more vulnerable side of the TV personality who yearns for the family life he hasn't yet established. What is David Bromstad's current location? His career is flourishing. David is still one of the most lucrative figures on HGTV, and My Lottery Dream Home is still a ratings powerhouse. His own path continues as he chooses sobriety, navigates life after heartbreak, and looks for the security and love he so desperately seeks. Although his history is characterized by, David has often demonstrated that his strongest color is resilience in the face of traumatic splits, legal disputes, and health crises. As admirers, we can only hope that he finds the happiness and tranquility he so well deserves in the next phase of his life. Music. Hey, hey, hey.